Good evening. It is Wednesday and it is, what time is it now? I just want to do it 7:33. We'll say the pledge and go right into our meeting. Flag of the United States of America. The republic for which is one nation under God, with liberty and justice.
Trustee Fritchie,
Present.
Trustee White,
Present.
Trustee Casada,
Present.
Mayor Levin.
Present.
Public hearing in the matter of pursuant with the Village of Austin Code, Section 270-59C, amendments to Chapter 270 zoning, Section 270-30 parking and loading regulations. Do we have anybody here that wishes to speak at the first public hearing of the evening? All right. No one in our virtual world?
Okay.
Okay. Do we want to close that, sir? Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I move.
Second.
Any comments?
All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing pursuant to with the Village of Austin's Code, Section 270-59C, amendments to Chapter 270 zoning, Section 270-4 definitions, use group classifications, and Section 270-26, additional standards for use groups cannabis cultivation. Do we have anyone here that wishes to speak on that topic?
Well,
Anyone
there's
in our
nobody
vir-
here.
Okay. Anyone in our virtual world? Do I have a motion to close that public hearing?
I move.
Second.
Any comments?
All in
Sue?
favor?
Aye.
Mayors and trustee announcements.
Anybody? Except that it was a lovely weekend. We had a lot of events going on and we do put them on Facebook. And I think we can get right into the meeting tonight.
Administrative reports, Village Manager Karen Dottori.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good evening, everyone. So, budget meetings are nearly complete with department heads. I'm happy to report that we will be ready to present the manager's proposed budget on November 1st. Our department heads have worked hard to develop budgets that reflect efficiency in delivery of municipal services, sustainability, and with regard to capital expenditures and investments, there's a commitment to ongoing efforts to improve quality of life for our taxpayers. All be reflected in the budget discussion on November 1st and subsequently on the budget with the Board of Trustees. 2024 will mark the implementation of several major infrastructure and economic development projects. Most of them have been years in development, discussion, and planning. So most notably, the Indian Brook construction, breaking ground of the Indian Brook water treatment plant, projects associated with the Downtown Revitalization Initiative and the Route 9 road diet. Careful consideration has been given to the financing of these initiatives, which includes long-range planning, effective cash management, and grant funding. We are currently working on our professional services request for proposals. So as I mentioned during my last report, we had received 8 proposals for engineering and construction management, engineering design and construction management for the DRI multimodal transportation hub located in that will be a parking structure located in the Brandreth lot, and as well as for Labor Council. And we all will be scheduling interviews with those applicants that are most well aligned with our RFP requests. And we will keep the board informed as we schedule those interviews. We will also be asking the Board of Trustees for the next several weeks to approve resolutions to issue RFPs for 4 additional professional service contracts. And that includes our insurance broker, our third-party administrator for workers' comp, land use counsel, and our fiscal auditor. We have also issued a request for proposal for a ice cream business provider for the Henry Gordine kiosk. We've been fielding some questions from interested applicants, so that's always a good sign. And RFP submissions are due on November 13th, so we'll let you know as those come in. Parks and Rec orchestrated a great haunted hayride and pumpkin patch event last Friday night at Nelson Park, and there were friendly witches, monsters, ghosts, and aliens camped out throughout the park, and the park staff navigated a hay cart full of excited children round and round the park to visit these friendly Halloween characters. And after the hayride, children and their families could pick pumpkins in the Nelson Park Pumpkin Patch, which you probably didn't know we have, but we do. And cider and donuts were provided by Ossining Police Department. So it's a very nice time and beautiful weather. On October 31st, Halloween proper, you have to be sure to visit Market Square for Osting's annual Trunk or Treat extravaganza. And this year, the event will take place in Market Square, in the Market Square parking lot, so that we won't have to close the street, which is helpful to the businesses there and to people coming from the train station. But this is a really great time for everyone to see police cars, fire trucks, ambulances, buses, and backhoes all tricked out for Halloween in their best costumes with loads of candy for the taking. That concludes my report for this evening.
Great, thank you.
Any comments?
Questions, comments?
Corporation Counsel Stuart Kahan.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll consider this one of my irregular reports on FOIL requests in the village. We today docketed in FOIL request number 790. We are already well past last year's number, and we will probably have 800 by the end of this month, which would mean we'll probably end up somewhere between 950 and 1,000 FOILs for the year. We could not accomplish this in terms of getting all these FOIL requests out if it did not start first with Sue and the folks in the clerk's office, Jennifer and Janet, who every couple of days I get, let's just call it a drop of FOILs that come in. Most of them go to OPD and building. So to the chief and to Teresa and to Sergeant McGovern, my thanks for getting all that work done, and to the building department, Maddie and Lori and Joe. We get a lot for planning, so that's Jamie Kane, finance through Dale, and for personnel as well. But the numbers just keep going up, and know the folks who respond to these can attest. They are becoming more complicated in terms of what is being requested, and not just simply the number of permits that are issued. They are basically what happened at certain meetings. They want minutes. They want a lot of information. What's nice is that with great assistance from Jamie Hoffman, a lot of this is now all online. So we can now basically tell people that all they have to do is just go to the minute page and they can find what they need. So we don't have to reprint everything. So we do a lot. So again, my thanks to really all the village departments on that, because again, we will probably come close to, if not exceed 1,000 this year, which is 250 more than last year. So it's, again, another busy year. Thank you.
Police Chief Kevin Sylvester.
Good evening. Just a few quick things from the police department. On Friday, we said goodbye to Lieutenant Rich Damiano, who retired after, I believe, 29 years. During his time here, he was a firearms instructor. He served on our street crime and narcotics unit, member of the SWAT team, a field training officer. He worked a traffic detail for a couple of years. He'd been a patrol supervisor, a patrol lieutenant, and lieutenant in support services. So a long and storied career, big influence in our police department. We wish him well. The rest of the executive team is off for training this week. So Captain Donahue is on his way back from the International Chiefs annual conference, and Detective Lieutenant Zimmerman is in Massachusetts for the FBI Executive Leadership Seminar, which he'll be attending in sections throughout the year. So he goes a few different weekends to complete that project. It's a several months long program. So other than that, firearms going on for the rest of the staff. And that's it for the police department tonight. Thanks.
Okay,
Thank you. Organizational announcements. Announcements shall be event related only and shall last no longer than 2 minutes in length. Is there anyone virtually that would like to speak on an event? Public comment on agenda items. Visitors are accorded a 4-minute opportunity to address the board on any of the resolutions on the agenda. Is there anyone that in the virtual world that would like to do that? Visitor recognition. Visitors shall be awarded shall be accorded one 3-minute opportunity to address the board on issues not related to the agenda, but of relevance to the common good of the village. Is there anyone that wishes to talk on that? Okay. Moving on. Village Board Resolutions. Approval of minutes, October 4th, 2023. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austining hereby approves the minutes of the October 4, 2023 regular minutes as presented. Do I have a motion?
Second. Comments? Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, special meeting, October 11th, 2023. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austining hereby approves the minutes of the October 11th, 2023 special meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
Second. Any
All-
comments? Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the voucher detail. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated October 18th, 2023 in the amount of $402,844.08. Do I have a motion?
Second. Any comments? Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Call for a public hearing pursuant with the Village of Austining Code 270-59C, amendments to the Chapter 7, Chapter 270 zoning, Appendix A, use tables, Table 1-A, permitted, conditional, and special permit, principal uses in business and mixed-use districts, and a planned waterfront sub-districts. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austining hereby calls for a public hearing to take place at 7:30 p.m. on November 15th, 2023 at the Birdsall Vegan Police Court Facility, 8688 Spring Street, Austining, New York, to consider the proposed local law 2023 entitled the Local Law Amending Chapter 270 Zoning, Appendix A, Use Tables, Table A-1, permitted, conditional, and special permit, principal uses in business and mixed districts, and planned waterfront sub-districts. And be it further resolved that the proposed local law will amend the use table to permit animal-related uses general and animal-related uses intense in the O-R Office Research Zoning District, which currently such uses are not permitted, and be it further resolved that the members of the public are invited to attend the meeting in person at the above referenced location, and be it further resolved that those members of the public requiring reasonable accommodation to participate in the public hearing due to the person's disability shall notify Corporation Council no later than 7 days before the public hearing at kahan@villageofaustining.org to afford the village sufficient time to provide a reasonable accommodation, and be it further resolved that those members of the public who want to attend or participate in the public hearing remotely shall be access will be available via Zoom platform, and be it further resolved that comments regarding the proposed law are accepted to the Board of Trustees at bot@villageofaustining.org. Do I have a motion?
Second. Comments?
All in
Sue?
favor?
Aye.
Resolution authorizing settlement, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, also known as Carl on Wheels LLC. Whereas Carl on Wheels LLC alleges that its vehicle, a 2018 van, was damaged as a result of a motor vehicle accident with a village-owned vehicle on April 3rd, 2023. And whereas Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, the automotive insurance company for Carl on Wheels, asserted a subrogation claim against the village for damages to the Carl on Wheels vehicle. And whereas the Village of Austining Corporation Council reviewed documents submitted by the claimant and the village staff and concluded that settlement to this claim is warranted. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austining authorize settlement of the subrogation claim of Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, and be it further resolved that the treasurer of the Village of Austining hereby authorized to pay the Progressive Casualty Insurance Company as subrogate, is that how you say it? Thank you. To Carl on Wheels LLC, $18,916.57 upon delivery to the Village of Austining, a release signed by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Any comments?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Fire Department appointment, Washington Hook and Ladder Company Number 2. Resolved that upon recommendation of the Fire Chief, Marco Mendez Osning, New York, it was elected to be an active member of the Washington Hook and Ladder Company Number 2 for interior firefighting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Fire Department removal from the active roles, Washington Hook and Ladder Company Number 2. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austin hereby removes Juliana Fuzzy thank you, sir. I won't even try it. From the active roles of the Austin Fire Department, Washington Hook and Ladder Number 2. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Any comments? Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any continuing business of the board? Seeing none? Is there any new business of the board?
It's not necessarily new, but Karen, can you just read out the budget dates? Because I don't have it in front of me. So that the public knows when we will be doing the meetings that the board is doing for the budgets, for those that are interested and want to be prepared for them on their calendar.
Yes, I will.
Oh, I think it was in my newsletter. Want me to look it up?
We've got them over here, Mayor. We
Okay.
do. So Tuesday, November, are you asking for the budget public hearing, the Zoom
The
dates,
budget hearing
with the
or having
department
meetings
heads?
that's open to the public.
Okay.
Yeah.
So November 7th, which is election day, is going to be a full day for us. So starting at 11:30 a.m. Wednesday, November 8th, we will begin at 6 p.m. And Thursday, November 9th, we will begin at 5 p.m. And then we also have Friday, November 10th at 6 p.m. earmarked as an as needed time.
Great, thank you.
And just to reiterate, the proposed budget will be presented at our meeting on Wednesday, November 1st. And then we'll have all those dates as well. Then people know when the subsequent discussions with the board on the budget are.
Great.
All right, do I have an adjournment into executive session?
Executive matter of personnel, yeah?
Okay, personnel. Do I have a motion? Oh, and.
Oh, and there's real property. Did not know about that. Okay. Personal and real property.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Think not. Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We are adjourned at 7:51, Wednesday, October 18th, and we will see you again next Wednesday. Have a good evening.